All right, thank you, Lauren. Real estate matters now. The one thing that all serious sellers have in common, they want to get a contract on their property. And particularly the way this market is, and they've got to have as many showings as possible to get it done. Well, there are some ways to make that happen. Our real estate contributor, Denny Grimes, is with us here this morning, kind of talking about how you get people into your house. That's a big, critical step in this process.
Well, it is. I mean, a lot of people are focused on the contract, which comes as a result of showing. So what do you do to increase the showings? And probably the worst thing that can happen for a seller once they announce their properties for sale to the world is that no one comes to see it.
Absolutely.
And so that generally is a couple of reasons. One is pricing. And we won't talk about that. We'll give the sellers a little bit of break. But before sellers go in and start drastically reducing the price, they should look at the positioning of the property. And this is where they should meet with their agent and view a couple things. The first thing, they should actually go into the office if they can, or get online and view with the agent, number one, how do other real estate professionals view their property? Pull it up in MLS. Now, this is typically what the public does not have access to. And they want to look at the photography, the description of the property, and there's actually three things the agent better have spot on. And if they don't, a well-priced property won't sell, and that is accurate information. Mm-hmm. There was a home that was listed not long ago in Lehigh for $93 million. It was supposed to be $93,000.
It turned a few people away at that
price. A couple
price.
of zeros do matter. So they need to make sure the information is accurate, the description is compelling, and the photography is spot on. So that's number one. Number two, they have to look at it, and they can do this from their bedroom, on their bedroom computer, see how the world sees their home. Does it look like something that's edible? You know, if it was a pizza commercial, does it look like a good pizza? And if it's not, they should change it. Because in our market, there's a lot of inventory. And if it does not look good, appealing online, or to the real estate professionals, people are not going to walk through it. So sellers must pass the cyber showing first, and then they'll get the foot showing.
Because that computer often now is where a buyer gets their first look at a house.
Absolutely. That's where they start. Yeah. Then they should review the showing instructions, because this is the kiss of death. And this is amazing to me that I see a number of listings that are on the market that say 24-hour notice on showings. Now, I know that maybe in a normal market you could get away with that, but not today. 95% of real estate agents make their showing appointments the day of the showing. And when there's 15 homes to look at, and you only can look at 5, you see a 24-hour notice, you totally pass on that. So there is absolutely no reason, zero reason, to have 24-hour notice in there. You should have appointment only, make it convenient, and if somebody calls too soon, then you can reschedule it, but always try to be accommodating.
You want them to be able to come to your house, so you got to keep it looking good. And then you should be out of the house when they come. Well,
not only that, yeah, absolutely, I'm going to be out, but when you have the opportunity for a showing, when they finally want to see it, never decline a showing. Work around it, figure out a way to make it work, and then when they arrive, regardless if they ask you to stay or not, walk away. There is an art to showing a home, and it does take a little bit of skill, and buyers don't want to be sold a home. That's what sellers have a tendency to want to do, is like sell them on the house, and that's not really the right thing to do.
Yeah, so this market is make it as easy as possible, make sure you look as good as possible.
Absolutely.
All right, anything else we should know about the common sense showings?
Well, you know, the higher the price range you go, the more difficult it is sometimes to get into the home. Sometimes in the $1 million property, the agents have to accompany, and those sellers need to know that that buyer pool is very, very shallow. So you're not going to get a lot of showing opportunities, and we're seeing that upper end market even slow further. So when they have the opportunity, when opportunity knocks, they've got to let them in.
Let them in. All right, Denny, thanks for coming in this morning.
My pleasure.
We'll be right back. Stay with us. You're watching WinkNews Now this morning on 6 TV.